Alright. That should do it. Yeah, whenever I start OBS, it a lot of the time doesn't detect my microphone and I gotta like fiddle with it. And I usually forget that. I couldn't get the VMU minigame to work, but it says having an issue with the VMU. I put batteries in it and I couldn't get it to turn on. So I tried a different VMU and same result. So I was like, I'm not going to go through all my VMUs and find one that powers up and then start juggling saves and all that shit. At least not Thursday when I had time to dick around. I played one once, and it was alright. It's one of the mini games for Zombie Revenge, I want to say. It was a little fishing game. You like fished for zombies or something. Swore there was somewhere I could go to repair items. There's not a lot of places to go. I think I looked everywhere there's people, so I'm just gonna look shit up. Okay. I know where we're at. The repair guy is near where I'm headed. You have to buy the mini games. That guy was selling some of the mini games. Okay, I thought that icon was... its stuff needed to be repaired. I'm gonna do a review of this game someday. I've been recording some footage and all that jazz. But I wanted to do the VMU minigame, you know. Do a really thorough investigation into this title. This was not where I wanted to go. Fuck. I was not ready to enter this dungeon. Oops. That's what I get for being absent-minded. I don't think there's a way to get out without just beating the damn thing. Guess I could reload a save because I haven't really done shit, but fuck it. Maybe we'll find something cool in here. I'm also sick and only slept 5 hours last night, so I'll blame some of my lethargy and dull-wittedness on that. The jerks at work had me scheduled late yesterday and then early today. I always appreciate when they do that. Things are getting pretty dire there, I think. It's like not enough people around, so like the schedules are getting stupid. Ah, shit. I forgot to put my wizard back in my party. Oh, man, I'm not doing so hot. the woman's out of town on a volleyball mission with all the kids and won't be back for a couple of hours. So I'm like, oh, I got the house to myself. Better try to do something, because that never happens. But I'm tired and feel like shit and want to go to bed and all that jazz. No, don't kill my goblins. Ugh. I need to catch some better monsters too. Let's see if we can't isolate a few of these monsters and beat them up. Of course, you go straight from my goblin. Bullshit. Everyone's beating up on my goblin. Hey, what's up, British Steel? Glad to see you can make it. Is this where I came from? Yeah. Alright. How's that Famicom adapter treating you? You get a chance to use that bad boy yet? Oh, I know how that goes. Maybe in 6 months you'll get some time. Is that your first one? And congratulations. I think that's what regular people say, right? It goes by quick, man. Everyone's going to tell you this. It goes by fast, and enjoy every minute of it. But mine's walking and just like developing a fucking vocabulary and personality. She's only 14 months old. Damn it. I was going to use a heal fruit. But not now. No. You know, I really thought I could take that asshole dragon out. But have you thought about what you're going to use that Famicom adapter for? Sometimes that's almost as much fun as the real thing. Yeah, I think my little tutor is going to be a Gigantor too. She's been wearing... And she's like in the 90th percentile for everything except weight. Like head size and shit. I think the doctors are just being nice. But they keep telling me that, like, oh, she's going to be smart. Oh, this is a genius level baby. And, I mean, I think that, but I'm her dad, so, like, I think she takes the best shits, you know? Like, I got so excited. I said Aldi's last week or two with her mom and her, the baby. And every time we go to the store, I'm like, say hi, Stinky. And she gave her first hi to a stranger. That was thrilling. Like, she mastered bye-bye months ago. Like, whenever we leave or someone puts a coat on or gets up for the door, she'll go, bye-bye, and, like, just be super excited about it. But I've been trying to get her to say hi. And so that was exciting for me. The little things, man. Like, but I miss when I was able to just, like, set her down and be able to walk away. That's awesome. But now that she's walking pretty well, you got to keep your eyeballs on her every second. Which is fun in its own way, you know? Like, I like walking around with her. I can't wait till this spring. I'm going to get a bike trailer and take her out on the trail all day. See how she likes that. She's either going to love it or hate it, and because I want her to love it, she's probably going to hate it. But, you know, I can load her up and her little baby bag and a lunch and all that jazz. And then, you know, let her out at a park every now and then and go run around. Do some running around. That'll be fun. Improves an item. Some kind of shield, I take it. See, I was really hoping for a son because, like, I'm, for being honest, 5'9½". I usually round up to 5'10", like every manlet does. But Nicole's like 5'8", so I was hoping, you know, with our combined heights, I might be able to get a son that is over 6 foot. I would enjoy that for my offspring. This isn't good. Oh! I didn't think it was going to be that guy that was the problem. But he messed up my hobgoblin. Oh, damn it. Okay, that's not so bad then. I've never heard of Attack Animal Gakuen, but it sounds up my alley. Let's look that up. Is this the best part of the stream where I drop what I'm doing to fuck with my phone? Is this how you become a pro streamer?
At Country Inn and Suites.
Let's turn off the advertising. Oh, but it's a girl with a skirt that's space harrying around. Huh. Well, shit. That looks right up my alley. Something I keep telling myself I want to do is to start making friends with all the Japanese people that follow me on Instagram. Because I follow a bunch of them because they're always posting Dragon Quest shit. And I like Dragon Quest, so I look at a lot of Dragon Quest shit on my Instagrams. Huh. What is this? 10, 11, 12 bucks? Man, I might impulse purchase that bad boy. Do you see how easy it is? You see how easy it is to convince me into buying some Nintendo tapes? But that's exactly the kind of game I like. And it looks like you're just looking at anime asses the whole time. 8-bit anime asses, the most patrician of choice. I forget which way I came from. Is it this way? And you say this is, well, was it developed by Nintendo or just on the Famicom? Pony Canyon. Not immediately familiar with them. Have they done anything else that I'd recognize? Hmm. Hmm. Hey, what's up, Kyle? I was reading some articles off of Shmuplations today at work, and what was I reading about? I read an interesting, I don't know why this popped into my head, but it did. I was reading about Hyenkyo Alien. It's kind of an interesting arcade game. I've got the Game Boy port of it. You ever go to Shmuplations, British Steel? Seems like something that might be up your alley. It's a guy who's got a Patreon account, and he translates Japanese interviews. So this is an old Japanese interview from a magazine that someone commissioned. So like if you pay X amount of dollars, you get to vote for what you want translated or some such. I forget the exact breakdown, but for the remastered version of the first episode of Mondo Cool TV, after I made it, years later after I made it, I scoured the internet, looked for every magazine scan I could to find any scrap of information on the first House of the Dead, and then eventually one day on Shmuplations, there was an interview about the development of the first House of the Dead, and my script for that segment alone doubled. So that was pretty fucking cool. Then there's like tons of it started as originally translating for shmups, but eventually it grew into other things. So like I also read a bunch about Sega. There's an interesting excerpt from a 2001 Japanese book about Sega from 1973 to 2001 maybe, or maybe a little bit earlier than that, to just talking about the rise of the arcade scene in Japan. from like the electromechanical days on. Like, I mean, it's a pretty cool site. Like if you're into some esoteric video game knowledge. Yeah, it depends how interested in Japanese shit you are. Me, like, my interest lies with Sega, but there's also a bunch of like Dragon Quest interviews. I was also looking at one about A Link to the Past, an interview with Miyamoto, and my interest was I was trying to see like if they mentioned the reception to Zelda 2, because I was looking at a forum right before that, and everyone was like arguing about how popular Zelda 2 was when it came out, because there are a lot of favorable there's a lot of favorable coverage of it. Like if you look at old magazines, like people really liked Zelda 2, but everyone nowadays talks like everyone hated it. Yeah, British. I meant Henry Ford. Actually, he published some books in the 20s, I think, that I found to be very informative. Not exactly car related. Shit. But yeah, Shmuplations. It's probably got something interesting for you. There's also an interview I read today from another book released in 2001 in Japan. This about the console stuff, I believe, or something like that. Or at least that excerpt was about it. It is a pretty good website for some old interviews on video games. Where'd you read that, Kyle? I thought Donkey Kong was just, they repurposed the Popeye arcade machine. Well, Japanese people are weird, man. They got nuked twice, dude. Does screwy shit to people. What was I doing, man? What I should be doing is going to bed. Damn it. Oh, we actually got a few viewers on Twitch. I got 3. Well, I'm gonna make it. Almost there, man. Yeah, I'm interested in the Amiga. When I first went to the TV studio for the cable access shit, and I did the orientation the very first time, they their manual had instructions for an Amiga 500 because they still used video toasters for editing. Look up the video toaster on YouTube. You'll see a Penn and Teller commercial for it, and there's like a promotional video they did where they like edited a video and did a bunch of jokes and whatnot. That's very interesting. Of all the vintage computers out there, the few that I'd really like to get is an Amiga 500, I believe, or maybe one of the newer, later ones than that even, but an Apple II, and then of course the SC3000, which is a home computer from Sega that eventually got turned into the SG1000. An 8-bit guy, I followed along with his video to get my Atari composite video mod done. Well, I used it as a resource. Like, it wasn't actually in depth enough to like just monkey see, monkey do off of that video, but it was helpful watching before I dug into that machine. No, I didn't hear anything about a new Amiga. I mean, it's not going to be the same as... it's probably just someone bought the name. Like how Atari's been tossed around. British. Have you ever watched Computer Chronicles? Watch that. That's all on YouTube. It's an amazing show from the early 80s to about 2001 or so. And every now and then there's episodes focused on video games. But, it's mostly... it's a computer show. They're talking big about it's supposed to be up to par with next-gen consoles. Are you talking about a new Atari or something? Because, It looks like the only thing I'm getting is from 2018. There's like a fan project to make a replica Amiga. Send me a link or something. One of my biggest heartbreaks at the garage sales British was some guy was selling an Apple II, had it on a cart, like this was probably from a school. 2 disk drives, a printer, and just like tons of floppy disks. I think it was running like fucking Oregon Trail. Like it was just perfect and beautiful, and he wanted $50 for it. And I talked to him, but it's like, oh, I only got $20. So I didn't even make an offer, but I just, you know, was shooting the shit with him about it for a little while. And that's one of my biggest missed opportunities at the yard sales. Yeah, like the Atari ST would be cool to have. I've seen that. I think that's an attractive piece of hardware. But watch Computer Chronicles, man. There's like all sorts of... It's just a cool thing to have on in the background. Like a couple months ago, I was watching through them while feeding the baby breakfast every morning. It's something that like every now and then I start watching through them. And, you know, you'll find a topic. Like, I think desktop publishing's very interesting because the video game fanzine scene from the mid-90s, like Digital Press. I don't know, I think that shit's very interesting that, like, people were willing to make newsletters and print them out and send them to people back then because it became affordable to publish. You know, before blogging came along and took that away. I actually got a fanzine from someone back in the late 90s. They used to host my website, fatjuicyslop.com, back in the day. Yeah, I think you would like Computer Chronicles. It's like such a perfect time capsule of the computer scene back then. And then you actually get like interviews with the people that were designing that stuff, like the video toaster. They got Tim Jennison on, the guy that runs New Tech that makes that thing. That's just very interesting to me. Losing all my viewers. Okay. No, I didn't hear anything about a new Intellivision. God, does Gamester81 have something to do with that? Doesn't he have something to do with Intellivision shit now? I don't know why that guy burns me up. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so I should just get... Let's go sell a few things. Yeah, I just don't think anyone's going to give a shit about the Intellivision brand that's looking for a new console. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a good show, man. I've seen some interviews with the host, Stuart Chaffee, from like the past few years. Like, he's still a pretty sharp guy, and he has like all those computers and shit in his like attic or whatever, because he would get all that hardware that they talked about on the show. Did I just accidentally sell Stress Maker? No, okay. I don't want to get on that topic on a stream, my dude. It's a little too spicy for this chat room, because then I'll get ranting. And then I'll get arrested for wrong think. I don't need to be there. So I can probably sell that crossbow because it's junk. And then where are the flame tunic? No, that's okay, but I mean, like, just here's my hot take on why nah, I'm not gonna get into it. We're having fun here. We're playing video games. So I've juggled some shit around. I actually managed to beat a dungeon. So let's go try... Let's just go try something. Maybe I'll send Nigel in somewhere. Yeah, I saw that they're going to start demonetizing videos for what people leave on comments. I think it's just a step in their journey into just banning comments altogether. Where was I going to go? Where was I going to go? I was going to go to the weird cat man's house. No, he's a rabbit man. We're going to the weird rabbit man's house. Yeah, how does... I need to look into that. How's the Game Pass work? Okay, so you're just going to be able to stream your Xbox shit on your Switch. I don't know why Nintendo would allow that. I guess if you're doing that, you have to own a Switch. Don't know why you'd want to do that. I don't know if I'd be worried about that right now if I was Nintendo, because Nintendo's doing great. Xbox could use some help, but why would Nintendo want to help Xbox, even if it fucks Sony? Is this where I started? Yeah, it is. Yeah, I know how that goes. You don't have that baby on a schedule yet, British? Macy was always real good about sleeping. Man, I can count on one hand the amount of times she's woke me up at night. Yeah, dexterity and constitution. Because the people that buy consoles want their shit, like, easy. You know, the console plebeians don't want to have to fuck with things like that. And I don't like the move to all digital. You know, as soon as they do that, it's when I make the move to all piracy. TBH, famalam. Every now and then, Tudor would have some problems going to sleep, but usually, worst case, like absolute worst case scenario, put her in the swing. You got to swing, right? Get a fucking swing. It'll change your life. If you don't have one, put her in the baby swing. You know, worst case scenario, and then just transfer her to the bed after she falls asleep. Worst case scenario, but most of the time, you just give her nighty-night bottle. Put her down and she's out. Nicole had to go to a volleyball thing last night. It's like 2 hours away. So they got a hotel and she took the baby with her. And she did not sleep well. I told her to take the box fan because I always leave a box fan on for her so that it drowns out noise. Because we got hardwood floors. So like just everything echoes through the house like crazy. So it's like, take the box fan. It's like, I'll go get it and put it in the car for you right now before you go. And she's like, oh no, I'll have Sierra do it. It didn't happen. And then the baby couldn't sleep. So like, you know, she woke up a million times. And I think it's because every time she woke up, she's like, why does it sound different? The magic of the box fan. So last time we traveled with the baby, she slept fine. But I made sure a box fan came for me. And additionally the baby, but you know, drowning out strange noises does wonders for your sleeps. Okay, how do I register a skill? Have I not been doing that? That's not good. I better look that one up. Because I should be able to identify all this bullshit. Bullshit. Oh, snibbity snap, that was close. Yeah, man, that show's great. Like, they got episodes on the Dreamcast, they got episodes on the Genesis, all sorts of 80s computers that I know you're interested in. Tons of software. For whatever reason, I'm interested in desktop publishing. That was something I always heard my dad talking about in the 80s. He was super excited about that. So that's probably why. Oh, and Gary Kildall, one of the hosts, was one of the guys that Bill Gates ripped off. Like, he could have been a billionaire, but yeah. Well, of course it's more sophisticated now, but I just think it's interesting, like all these businesses, they show all these businesses that sprung up because of desktop publishing. Like some guy out of his apartment with an Apple II running PageMaker was, running a business. That's insane to me. It's just interesting seeing this guy that was like all scruples and genius, hosting the show. And then he died young. Steve Jobs was an asshole. Didn't he do some work for Atari early on? Like, I'm pretty sure I read in The Ultimate History of Video Games that Jobs was working for Atari and he like bamboozled his friend into doing all the work, and then like, yeah, they'll give us $500, and then, but it was really like $5,000, and just like might have been Steve Wozniak that did that. Okay, so it was Jobs, right? But, Kildall was still, like, successful, but he wasn't, Microsoft in the 90s successful. Yeah, I enjoyed that book. Because so much of it was early American stuff that I really didn't know shit about. Like, I knew nothing about Atari. And then reading about, like, all their Coke parties and, like, hot tubs and just blowing money because it was the 80s and, video games were the Wild West. That was interesting to me. Man, these guys are fucking me up. Yeah, and then for like every chip they reduced from the board, they would get X amount of dollars. And I think it was like, what he told his friend was like 10% of what they were actually going to pay. What a bunch of absolute unscrupulous monsters. Yeah, then like years later, someone like offhandedly mentioned the deal to Wozniak or something. I'm gonna have to dust that book off the shelf and read it again. I'm getting too old and shitty. I don't remember my video game facts quite as well. It looks like I was close enough to remember in the main parts, but I don't remember my shit like I used to. Got that dad brain. Can't remember shit. I had to get my memory jogging a little bit. I wasn't sure which one of the Steves it was. Yeah, you got me thinking about that Famicom game, though. It's only $12, and I don't know, I'm just in one of those impulse purchase states of mind, you know, where I'm just like, ah, shit, what's $12? Until you're like, oh shit, I've spent like $200 on bullshit. What the fuck am I doing? Game Over. Yeah, I don't think I've read Game Over. And I definitely have not read that. Shit. Oh, wait. Yeah, I'll have to check that one out. That sounds relevant to my interests. Like, I'm real interested in the early Sega history. Alright, we're gonna use a reveal. We're gonna try to play smart here. So it looks like there's no heal room, so we're going to go ahead and use this bad boy. I'm going to try to get this lone monster over here. Ooh. Sounds fancy. Okay, let's try to get this retard. Man, these are some wonky, like, camera issues. Hmm. You know, I've been playing this all week, and I just now noticed a few minutes ago that the enemies do have health information. It shows how much damage has been done to them. I don't know why I've just now noticed that today after sinking about 10 hours into the game. Shit. Huh. I really thought that'd do more damage. Huh. Huh. Well, I didn't think I was going to die in that fight. I was hoping one of them would drop a heal fruit. Lost all that bullshit. I found some cool swords. But I got 150 bucks out of it. And a trap ring, I suppose. I was hoping I'd get a rank up or some such. Huh. I guess based on that performance, I'm gonna use the Beast Man for the story related. I thought Nigel would be able to accomplish that side mission, no problem. Had a pretty good haul of shit that I would have liked to have distributed. I think I had some good swords for the main guy. I'm gonna have to get rid of some of this shit, aren't I? shit. Should have revived my hobgoblins. Fuck. Let's see what we can do. I've gone into this dungeon a million times and died, but now I've got a better item, a better weapon for my main, or for this guy. But I like having the hobgoblins around because they can soak up at least a couple hits. And then if I'm lucky, they actually survive and start leveling up and offering some help. Okay, so this guy doesn't know capture. Can't even, like, get a guy. I'm gonna ignore that guy. I've been killed by those stone guys every single time I've made an attempt. So we're just going to ignore him for now. Maybe I'll make an attempt on these guys. Okay, that worked out. So now maybe we will try. Nice. See you later, man. Just glad you could hang out, talk some shit. You have a good one. Alright. So let's use it on the armor. Like, why not? It's a lot of guys all at once. Hey, what's up, Berker? What's up, Berserker? Shit. Yeah, I had a long yesterday. They had me scheduled at work late and then had me getting up early. I appreciate when they have me, you know, go in late the night before and then early the next morning. It's always a treat. Well, let's not jinx it just yet. But yeah, it's not quite the shit show it was the other day. I tried to get the VMU game to work, but I don't know if I just don't know what to do with the VMU, but you know, I put new batteries in there and son of a bitch didn't want to turn on. So I don't know if it's the VMU, and I didn't want to try all my VMUs because I know I've played within the past few years some VMU games. Well, it just might be the, you know, I'm going to try some different batteries first, even though they're new batteries, they should be fine. So I'm going to try some new batteries first. Whew. That hit hard. So I'll try the batteries and then maybe try some different VMUs. I don't know, I was just excited because, like, I was looking on the Game Facts, like, archived threads about this game. And, shit. And a lot of people talk about all the different VMU games. And there's, like, one where you can raise your monster and just, I don't know, it looked pretty cool. I want to level up my monsters and have some better backup in the dungeons. Need to find my beast man some fruit to eat. Now, drop a fruit. No such luck. Oh, shit. There goes my armor. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I only got about 5.5 hours of sleep last night, and I'm still a little on the sick side. I was waiting for my woman to get home. Sounds like she's home now, but I'm going to try to get to the next save point. Let's see if just... that barely did anything for my hunger meter. Well, the Lion Man's real bad with the hunger. If you hit X, you'll search the area and you can find like hidden items and traps, but it uses up your hunger meter. So I haven't been doing that because I need some tasty fruit. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and quick save here. I'm going to go get up with my lady. Appreciate you stopping in. I may or may not be on, but probably not because it's 10 o'clock and I'm ready for bed. So thank you again for hanging out. Hopefully you can get your relaxation sorted out. But I'm gonna go away right now. So appreciate you, everyone that made it out that's still here. I see a couple people in the chat. Or I see that a couple people are watching. Alright. Take it easy, brother.